I'm Rory Lawson, and I was lucky enough throughout my career in rugby to learn all about the power of connection that the game provides, whether through players and teammates, coaches, or with the fans. In this series, we're going to meet up with some of the current crop of Scotland internationalists to explore the key connections that have played the biggest part in their rugby journey so far. And we start here in Hawick, in the Scottish borders, a place whereby I spent many a summer down with Nana and Papa, my Papa being Bill McLaren, the voice of rugby. But we're heading down to Mansfield Park now to meet one of Scotland's superstars of the moment, Darcy Graham. So Darcy, back in the hometown of Hawick, down at Mansfield Park, where do your memories go when you come here?
I think kind of just growing up, always wanting to play on this pitch, pulling that green jersey. That's such a special, like so many internationals have came from Hawick now. So kind of just growing up, I was always wanting to play on the big Mansfield Park pitch and pulling that green jersey. That's probably my first memories of Hawick rugby.
Is there any truth? You know, we talk about William Webb Ellis picking up a football and running with it. Is there any truth that was your similar route to rugby in Hawick?
Yeah, my mum took me to football for the first time, and the ball came to me, I picked up and I just took off. All the boys were raging. So then I got chucked in goals for the rest of the training session, and then I think that's kind of where it set in. I was able to take them to rugby, and so I fell in love with the game.
And you've come through a number of the teams. List them off, the kind of Hawick teams. I guess you played school, and then you would have come up.
Played school. Then it was like Hawick Albion, it was called. That was kind of under 16s, and that's kind of where most of me and my pals learnt how to play rugby, because that was when we were going up to Edinburgh and we were playing your Curries, your Boroughmuirs, and they were their challenging games. And we had a real good group. Like, it was so strong. Like, loads. Like 4 or 5 of us could have made it pro. And then kind of we all stuck together going into the under-18s, the Wands under-18s, then you used to have like Hawick Wands, Hawick PSA and that, so like good rivalry there. Again, like on a Friday night down here, like the games would be big, you would get a good crowd to the games, and then obviously Hawick, Edinburgh and Scotland.
Darcy, you mentioned a little bit about your pals growing up, playing in the junior teams here. What sort of age and stage do you think you started to understand the connection of the town and the club?
I think I was growing up, like the town's so passionate about rugby, like it always has been. So I think it's always been there. So I wouldn't say there's an exact moment I felt that, but I think kind of just growing up, like the support, like from families, and like I owe so much to Hawick. Like they really looked after me, especially when I moved up to Edinburgh. Like first 2 years pro, like they really helped me out and looked after me when I done that journey. So it's a big thing. It's moving an hour up the road. It doesn't seem that big, but for me it's a big thing to move out of Hawick. Like I said to you, like out of about 60 of my mates, about 2 of us had moved out at that point. So like no one leaves Hawick when you live here. So to move that journey, like they looked after me, and yeah, like running out, I always have like in my memory, like I owe so much to them. Like I wouldn't be here where I was today without them. So I'm always grateful for them.
The connection between the town and the rugby club, you and the rugby club, but there's a family connection there. And Uncle Scott, let's go and have a chat with him inside, shall we?
Sounds good. Let's go.
Scotty, great to see you. We've been talking about the town's connection with rugby. So what was your route into rugby in the town of Hawick?
My route was probably different from many, but everybody was always aware of how big rugby was in the town. Like it was a textiles town. Everybody worked in the mills, and everybody wanted to come and watch or play for Hawick rugby. So boys were famous that played for the team. They really were. When you had like say Jim Hay, Jim Rennick. If you look at all the boys back there, even Greg Oliver, Sean McGackie, all these boys are local and would walk along the street and that, and they were always big deals in the town. But no, so I never really played when I was young. I did it primary school and I did first year high school, but I took a gap after that and then came into the game late.
You were always aware growing up of the titans of the game that were there.
Yeah, so yeah, the titans of the game, everybody was aware of everyone. Even when I was at primary school, I had your papa, Bill McLaren, as my PE teacher there. And when I went to high school, Cammy Murray came on like work experience and stuff, and he was playing for Scotland at the time, so he was my PE teacher at high school as well. So we were always very lucky and blessed with rugby coaches and teachers within the town.
Darcy, when did you first become aware of Uncle Scott doing his thing in rugby? I mean, there's obviously a fair few years between you, but when did you become aware that he was quite good at rugby?
I think kind of growing up, like we were never big in, like our family was never big in rugby. Like my dad's side, he never played rugby at all, so he was like motocross his whole life. So I can mind just always like Uncle Scott playing for Scotland almost in Edinburgh, and you were all over at Scarlets, Japan. So I always just mind he was all over the shop. But I'll never forget like at your house where the All Blacks photo when you're up in the line. I was like, I always remember just seeing that photo and being like, I want to do that one day. It was absolutely sick. So that was kind of almost got me into rugby. Like again, it was just Hawick. Like always growing up, coming from Hawick, all you wanted to do was play for Hawick and play for Scotland. That was your goals. So luckily I've done both.
But you actually played together and represented.
We're only like, were you 18?
17.
17 at the time, so it was a big call to put him into that environment. But look, it's held him in good stead going forward. It's just it's his second home now, isn't it? But no, it was a great occasion, and the family were all up watching us play together. So no, it was good. It's one in the memory bank.
What were your memories of that? Obviously, cup final day at Murrayfield, baptism of fire into the green machine.
Yeah, I literally got chucked into the deep end. I found out the day before that potentially I might be involved. I was like, I've never trained for Hawick at all. I'd never been down. And then it was the morning off. I found out that I was going to be involved.
Do you have any influence in that, in reeling him in? Because if he hadn't trained...
We needed a bit of X factor. I remember me and Nicky having the discussion that we wanted Hawick boys playing and getting that experience at Murrayfield, because it might be the only time they get to do it.
Seeing you celebrating with the team double a couple of years ago, you know, when the club did the top tier and cup double, you've still got that strong connection here.
Oh, for sure. I think I'm just so proud to be for Hawick, and a lot of my pals still play for Hawick, and they're just so cool to see them going on and achieve something I've never done, like going on to do that double. And yeah, it's sick just to see them go on and achieve something big, because it was big for the town. It is big, and like something like potentially I'll never get to do is win that double. It's huge. So to see my pals go on and achieve that, it's class.
Yeah, awesome. And to what extent, I mean, Scott, it's a few years ago now since we were playing, but to what extent would Hawick be in your mind, you know, when it came to representing Scotland? You know, I guess the times that you get the opportunity to think about that are typically around the anthems, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like it was massively in my mind. Yeah, when I was a nervous wreck. I cried for days. My main worry was the anthem on my first cap. How am I going to hold it together? And I didn't want the camera to go past and focus on me blubbering. I remember my first cap, and then I ran out and I seen Chris Patterson crying. And I was like, oh, well, it's all right. He's got 50 odd. This is my first one, so it almost made it okay. But no, my Hawick was a massive part of it. And then even then I got like cards and well wishes. So it was just probably when mobile phones started coming in. So it was, it was a big moment, and it was massively at the forefront of my mind.
And the day after a game that you won, you'd walk in with the crown on, walk down Hawick High Street.
I was going to say that to Darcy before that, because Darcy, if you've got a weekend off, you'll probably come down and watch the boys. But I'd imagine if you went to a pub in Edinburgh or Glasgow or something, you get mobbed. But I think it's very grounding. It's like people don't let you get above your station.
No chance.
Almost
down
like,
here.
Yeah, 100%. Which is a great thing. Like people are interested in what have a piece of them and stuff, but it's very grounding. They won't let you get Hoyt people won't let you get above
too
your
far
station.
up front. No chance.
No chance, which is a good thing.
Darcy, you've got a heck of a lot of rugby left in you yet, but you followed your uncle's footsteps into the Scotland jersey. Might you in the future, when you eventually hang up your international boots, follow him back into the Greens jersey?
Yeah, one day. I was going to say, like, I'd love to play for Hawick. I've not played for Hawick a huge amount of times, so I've always said once I finish up, I'll definitely do a season down here. And
are you conscious of the Hawick in you that has the power to inspire and influence?
Probably not. Like, I just see myself as Darcy, wee Darcy for Hawick. Like, I'm not nothing special, but yeah, I think I almost do as well in that sense. Like, I've got a big presence. Like, I'm just doing what I love to do on the pitch. So like trying to inspire the young ones to come out and play is massive, and I think, especially when you come to Hawick, when you see all the kids here like coming up to you asking for autographs, and they've all got yellow boots on because I wear yellow boots, and like they're running about with scrum caps now and that. Like it's mental. Like you do have such a big influence. I think rugby players forget that sometimes, how big influence we do have on the community and where we're from and that.
Right, lads, we'll dip into the memory banks a little bit. Scotty, we've fallen short of getting black and white photos, but we got a couple. Tell me what's going on in this one.
My hair's terrible.
Not
I
many
think it
photos.
was a line-out drill. I'm sure it was like for soft hands, keeping it above the crossbar.
Yeah.
So we're getting lifted, but it was that maintaining the lift.
Yeah.
You'll be bored with this. That's soft hands, almost like volleyball to keep the ball. That's what was happening.
And then remember, that's 2007 pre-World Cup warm-up. Remember, because that pre-season we had Mark Bitkin, and it was like 8-second efforts. It was all about being big.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That was the only time that I got like heavier in my whole career. Like I did 3 weight sessions a day, and I was on those serious mass shakes. And it just wasn't good for your guts either. But yeah, I did it for like, it must have been 8 weeks, and I never run once. So I got up to like 115. I know that's light in today's, but plateaued that season at like 110, 111, which was probably my best year to be fair. But yeah, we got massive, weren't we?
Yeah, the best beach rig of your career.
Nah. Well, a lot went to the hips. A lot went to the hips because it was just weight I wanted on me. But yeah.
And Darcy, a couple in here of you as well. I mean, there's the one
That's a throwback.
You know, there is a proper throwback.
That's a young pop there. That was
How young do you look?
Okay. My legs are not any bigger now. That was the Scottish Cup, the under-18s final up at, what was that? Last Wade. But I think we got beat that day, but like it was a game we should have won. We underperformed, I can mind, and yeah, it was definitely one game we let slip by and we never won, which was frustrating.
Yeah, and then you've got. There's the first cap.
Yep, that's first cap.
D. Bradbury.
Always special getting first cap. That was down in Wales. That was class. Mum and Dad were in the room then. I had to sing my song, and obviously it was a Hawick song I had to sing. So
did you go coming?
I went.
Did you?
The boy with the flag. So
how does that one go?
Oh, no chance. Absolutely no chance.
I did a bit of George Michael.
Then again against Wales, it was Six Nations. First try in the Scotland jersey, which was
that must have been pretty special.
You never forget your first try. Did
you enjoy your first try for your country? Was that good?
It's just like the
familiar face,
the crowd, and that it's just mental. Like it's a feeling you'll never forget, and you never get sick of either. So you always chase that feeling. Looking back at photos, I love having photos. I can always pretty much remember, as soon as I see a photo, I remember the feeling of what happened there, and I always remember like the memories and that, so it comes back pretty quick, so I love looking through photos.
Well, we could talk all day.
Yeah.
Reconnecting with Hawick. Us connecting now with the current crop, Scotty, uncle and nephew. It's been great stuff back at Hawick, so thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.